What's going on, cigar enthusiasts? What's going on, cigar world? This is Jack, the cigar enthusiast, and I'm the host of the Virtual Smoke That. Man, welcome back. I hope you guys are having a terrific Sunday. And if you're new to the show, or if you've been watching the show for some time, you're going to see that I'm throwing a couple curveballs at you because we want to try to keep things new, keep things fresh. But with that being said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up. And if you're watching from Facebook, don't be the only one to have this amazing content at your fingertips. Go ahead and press the share button. Go ahead and get it out to your people, man, so they can learn what new cigars are about to drop in PCA. With that being said, I will see you after this.
We off in this place, catching vibes, sit back and we blaze in the sky like I'm out of space.
Man, so what's going on, everybody, man? I hope everybody's been having a great Monday. Man, go ahead and smash into those comment boxes. Tell me what's up. Tell me hello. Tell me something that made me feel good, man. We are back at it. We've been off for a couple of weeks, been trying to get some kinks and different things worked out. As you see, it is myself. So with that being said, man, we're going to keep this show going. We're going to keep rocking with what we're doing, man. A lot of great things coming up, especially in the next couple of weeks that we're excited about and excited to launch and talk about. One of those things being PCA. So what is PCA? It's the Premium Cigar Association. So if you're unfamiliar with what PCA is by this point, or you're new to cigars, PCA is an established organization that is set up to really fight the legislative battle on the state side and the federal side, as well as they just launched the international side of the house too, that's really geared towards kind of mitigating regulation and allowing us the freedom and the ability to continue to smoke cigars in lounges, continue to smoke cigars at a very affordable rate versus what happened to Cohibas or Cubans for that matter. So PCA does this trade show. And what's the purpose of the trade show? I think it's really gotten watered down over the course of years. It used to be IPCPR or something like that. It's too many adjectives for me. Not even adjectives. What is it? Abbreviations for me to break it down. But it was like International Premium Cigar Regulation or something, right? So anyway, the purpose of the trade show was to, one, not only sell products, see what new releases are going to come out, and it's really good for manufacturers and retailers' relationships. But it's really become one of those segments where it's a lot of informative information that is put out on a daily basis while at the show. So you're talking about new regulations. You're talking, it's the halfway of the year mark for us. So we're talking about things that can be coming up in the second half of the year. We're talking about, different things to look forward to, to help your retail company grow, to help engage your customers. I mean, you name it, there is some of the most instrumental people sitting down on a stage and, even being able to talk to different people throughout the show that's really doing big things. So obviously there's one thing that is really becoming aware and being pushed, and I love to see it, and it's something that we're definitely going to end up talking about. But I'm seeing it's being more highlighted what Rocky Patel is doing, what George Padron is doing, what Nick Perdomo is doing, what Pete Johnson is doing. I'm just trying to think so I don't. Alan Rubin from Alec Bradley. There's a lot of big players that is fighting daily, fighting weekly almost on Capitol Hill, explaining to the industry or people that's outside of the industry what we are, what we do, what's the effects of cigars. So it's been something that has been really coming together and really fighting to really make things better. So one of the things that's new, and I would imagine is going to be a big topic while we're out in PCA, is this fight against banned cigars. So I'm starting to see even little boutique cigar brands starting to engage in that. You know, people that have been that have flavored lines and different things of that nature are really getting engaged into the fundamental pieces of you know, what that is. So there's a couple websites out there. The cigaraction.org is going to allow you to actually have a lot more insight of what is going on with that band. And we're going to talk a little bit more about it today during today's show as well. But really understanding what that ban is and how that ban could eventually affect. I mean, there's another ban that is going on. I want to say in Spain. I may be mistaken, but there's an article on Cigar Aficionado, Half Wheel, all of those good things that has, you know, got blasted and put on full display, you know, in regards to everything that's going on. But that law that they got going on, if I'm not mistaken, is to eventually ban cigars by 2035 or something like that. So it's a 10-year effort, or 11 years for that matter, 12 years for that matter, effort to put the very absurd and obscene content on, you know, cigar boxes like they have on cigarette boxes overseas. So if you've never been overseas and you've never seen a cigarette box, I mean, they got people with rotten teeth, they got people with mouth cancer and all of these other, you know, major problems. But half of the problem is none of that is caused by cigars. And I'm willing to fight with whoever it is I need to fight with in order to prove, you know, the health risk or the health concerns that comes about. So with that being said, man, there is so many things that's going to be actually handled at the PCA. But one thing that's mainly for the consumers aspect and for them to look forward to is the releases of these different cigars that they got going on that's coming out during this show. And I'm actually going to share that with you guys today so we can sit here and talk about them on a major scale. So some of the major sponsors for the show is Ferro Tiago, Crown Heads, and then you have Gurkha, My Father, Tatawahe, Palencia, Arturo Fuente, Toscano, Miami Cigar, Blackbird, Knuckle Sandwich, Ace Prime, Boveda, Foundation, Spar, Rabbit Air, Herman and Solomon. It's so small I can't read it. Platinum Nova, and just a countless amount of other brands that's actually supporting and, you know, fully fledged. One of the biggest stories that just got released this week was that Blackbird will not be in attendance to the show. And the reason for that is not because, you know, PCA sucks or whatever the case may be. That purpose is really geared towards them getting their 32,000 square foot factory up and running in Nicaragua. And it's really, Dominican Republic, excuse me, getting their 32,000 square foot factory going in Nicaragua and Dominican Republic. Nicaragua just wants to come out for some apparent reason. So Dominican Republic, and during that time of the trade show, is I guess when a lot of their moving parts is going to be happening. And I would imagine it's a financial thing too. One thing for sure, two things for certain, is PCA is not cheap for their manufacturers, let alone us retailers either. Retailers really have to, you know, make just a commitment to get there. I mean, you're talking about a couple $1,000s just to get there, let alone, you know, the product that you get while you're there and different things of that nature. So it's usually a really good time for retailers to stock up their stores, to get the new product so they can be able to offer that to their customers, and just get awareness with smoking it and knowing what it's going to taste like before it even releases. I mean, I remember last year, I was just telling my wife this the other day. I said, I need a new humidor. I need something bigger. She was like, where are you going to put it? I was like, well, I can put it in my office, to be honest, or, you know, at home. She was like, well, you're not putting it at home or whatever. So more to story. You get so many goddamn cigars. It's like you have to have somewhere to store them. But more than anything, you want to smoke them, especially the new stuff, and you want to be able to give it out to your most loyal customers as well. So if you're a loyal customer at our sponsor, Dapper D Cigars, man, we'll definitely have some samples of the good new stuff that's planned to come out. And I mean, y'all gonna see the list as well. I don't know if it got blasted to everybody that's outside of retailers, but man, I mean, the shit that's coming out is amazing. And there's some that still hasn't, been released and not going to be released until Saturday on the showroom floor. Speaking of the showroom floor, man, I actually got a big ass surprise that I've been working with John Hubert at Crown Heads to do for you guys on what date is that? The 10th of July. We're going to be going live from the actual PCA at the Crown Heads booth. So it's going to be fun. I'm going to be showing you on the spot brand new releases that have came out that I've gotten from being at the show. So that's going to be very fun. Again, that is coming up in 2 weeks. So with that being said, man, that is a show you don't want to miss. So with PCA coming up, you have a lot of moving parts. And then one of the main things we all care about is knowing what is coming out. So I'm going to pull that up here in a second. Y'all got to bear with me. Give me 2 seconds. See if I can pull it up. See, I had it in my email, but I was looking for. It doesn't like I show you in my email, but if we can, I can still go over them, let you know what they're gonna be, so you can put that on your calendar and all of that good stuff. Well, I couldn't pull it up on the web, so we're gonna just go over it from our standpoint over here. So Ace Prime is coming out with the one. Ace Prime has really grown over the last couple of years, especially with them coming out with the couple of cigars that they came out with Crown Heads and Crown Heads distributing. I don't know if Crown Heads distribute for them or they distribute for Crown Heads, but I know they're intertwined somewhere and down the line. So Ace Prime Cigars is coming out with the Maria Lucia. It's a PCA exclusive, so if the brick and mortar is not at PCA, they won't be able to have this cigar. It's a 5 1/4 by 54 box press Robusto. They use a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. And if you don't know anything about the Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, this cigar, that wrapper alone is one of the most sought after wrappers in the industry at this current moment. At this current moment, right? Outside of the Cameroon wrapper. It's one that during the whole entire price increase and all that stuff that's been going on, this is one of them that's been hit the most and definitely going over the most, has the most inflation that happened on that actual wrapper. So that has a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, a double binder of Ecuadorian Sumatra, Ecuadorian HBN 92 leaves. I don't know what that is. So if somebody knows what that is or can find out some information on that, go ahead and pop that in. I don't know what Ecuadorian HBN 92 leaves are, but I'm interested to know a lot more about it. And you're starting to see a lot of people, especially Crown Heads. Crown Heads is definitely a fan of using the Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. Their Mil Diaz that they just came out with in 2022 actually had an Ecuadorian Sumatra Maduro wrapper, which you normally don't see that. Well, actually, you kind of do. This one actually has that on there as well. A filler that contains tobacco from Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, and Peru. The blend is described as a medium to full in strength and delivers a depth, abundance of depth and complexity where every flavor elates a double take from a smoker. 12-count box, only 4,000 made. Aganorsa is releasing the Aniversario Maduro. This one is going to come. Actually, they're doing all lines of this. So that's the one that if you follow Aganorsa, they rebranded the Casa Fernandez brand which Casa Fernandez is a major manufacturer in Nicaragua. But over time, the brand just, it was just bland. And when Terrence Riley got over there and became the VP of production, or the VP or whatever, he's pretty up there. He said one of his biggest things was that the packaging discouraged people from trying great brands, great blends. And I 120,000% agree that this is actually what happened and what caused people to not smoke the Casa Fernandez brand. We carry them in two sizes here at the store. I think we got the 54 and also the 56, the Habano and the Maduro. But they're redoing the Aniversario Maduro. Has that black silver packaging. I think it's amazing packaging, and I think it was really smart. I would love to see this on a Connecticut, but the fact that they're putting it on a Maduro is just off the walls, and I think it really offsets and creates a great looking cigar. So the Aganorsa signature shade, Corjo Maduro wrapper from Nicaragua binder and fillers that are also from Aganorsa's farm. So it's a Nicaraguan Puro. Introduced a 10-count box to the line, being released in three sizes: Gran Robusto, which is a 5x54, Toro, which is 6.25, by 52, and then Grand Toro, which is 6x58 for all my big green gauge smokers. So Alec Bradley decided they're going to be top secret. Talking to my rep, shout out to Kevin. He said that they actually have a couple brands that's being released at that moment. I'm really interested to see what they are. I know when we talked to Alan Rubin back in December, he was talking about, we talked to Alan Rubin in like September. So he talked about a lot of, getting back to the Nico Puro. I don't know if anybody remembers the Nico Puro by Crown Heads, but they used to have that, and then they used to have a Tempest Diamond press, if I'm not mistaken. No, it was a Nika Puro. One of them was diamond press. I cannot think of it right now, but one of them was diamond press. And man, I always said, man, that goddamn cigar was freaking amazing, and absolutely one of those great cigars that just really did their freaking numbers. And so the with Crown Heads, I would imagine they're probably going to end up relaunching that brand, if not putting something else out very similar to that. So that should be very interesting as well. We have Crown Heads coming out with I'm gonna butcher this one, Sufomoto. It really comes. It's called Sufumado in C major. So this cigar is a Connecticut hybrid. It's an Ecuadorian Connecticut hybrid wrapper, Ecuadorian Sumatra binder and filler from Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, and Peru. Packaged in a 20 count. I would imagine, because it doesn't say a limitation on what they're actually going to be producing. This is probably going to be a regular production. And one thing about that is very interesting to see that they had a line that came out that was specific for certain regions. So if you know about the Tennessee Waltz, Tennessee Waltz has the band with the small ribbon, it's a small orange ribbon on a Maduro wrapper. They had another red one and they had a yellow one. This is what this one reminds me of. If you don't know anything about that one, that damn cigar is simply amazing. I remember living in Memphis. I took that for granted, thinking it was everywhere. And then I realized that this was a Tennessee exclusive only. So, but there's one day out of the year, I want to imagine it's probably going to be during PCA, or at least when they used to do it, that's going to, that you can order that stuff and bring it in. And that damn thing, like I said, that cigar was great. So being able to actually taste that cigar is going to be very interesting. Speaking of Crown Heads, they also have their Four Kicks, which is a white and baby blue wrapper. I'm really interested to see what that was about, and also see what's the purpose of that. So if you don't know, the purple and yellow, the black and yellow, and there was one in 2000 and so 2021. So 2019 to 21 was really one that was geared towards the Lakers. And John Hubert is a big Lakers fan, or a big Kobe fan for that matter. So it was really geared towards that. They have the 4Ks coming out, so that's going to be amazing. We're definitely getting those in. Kruik Cigars has a Kruik's Limited Short Salomon, and that's going to be crazy. There's really not too many Short Salomon cigars outside of like the Rosa Sharon by Southern Draw. So that was going to be very interesting to know. Kruik's is a very small brand that's been building and doing great things. They have a great cigar lineup. So that this limited edition is going to be Nicaraguan wrapper, which Kruik says is exclusively grown for the company over a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper, and fillers from Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. It's going to be released. It's designed to release one time a year, and it's a limited edition offering. CLE is coming out with a new Asylum, as well as a new Aurora. The Aurora PCA 22 release includes a Cameroon seed wrapper grown in Jamastran Valley of Honduras over a blend of Honduran tobacco. So it's a Honduran Puro, offered in 3 sizes, which is going to be 550, 1118, and then a 6x60. And then Asylum is coming out with one that is also a Honduran Puro with the Habano hybrid wrapper, offered in 3 sizes, the 5x50, 1118, and 6x60. Both are packaged in boxes that include lids that can be used as ashtray, with four cutouts for cigars, which that's kind of what Palencia did. But I love the Asylum boxes because you can use those as trays. So I mean, you can use them for anything that you want, but I mean, it's really good for a goddamn tray. Christoph is coming out with a signature series. It's dubbed the Christoph PCA 2022 signature series. The cigar is a 6.25 by 60, a 6.25, 6.25 by 60 box press Perfecto that features a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper over a Dominican binder and a combination of Dominican and Nicaraguan tobaccos. This limited edition will only be available to retailers who attend the trade show. La Palina. Now, obviously we all know about the big acquisitions that ST Group has just did with Room 101. So if you didn't know, La Palina used to distribute for Room 101, and I would imagine that's probably gonna change. And I know it's gonna be changed because the Forge reps are actually repping Room 101 now. It's so the Goldie, they're coming out with another Goldie. That's a 6.5 by 48 Grand Corona Vitola, and can only be ordered on the show floor. It uses an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper and an Ecuadorian Ecuadorian binder. If fillers from the Dominican Republic, Nicaragua, with some of the ladders classified as medium tempo leaves and a high priming that is only found on some of the crops plants, and which is known for their distinctive strength and flavor. That's going to be interesting to see, how they've been needing to bounce back. I know, at least in my store, it wasn't one that really did well for us. But I'm interested to see how this smokes. I know Darnell, our tobacconist, shout out to Darnell. He's really wanting this cigar. So we'll see if we can make that happen for him. Now, Rocky Patel is coming out with their ALR second edition. ALR is something that they release almost every single year as something that it's just one of their prestige brands. It has that really great packaging with the rose gold, and I mean, just a really well put together cigar. Has a Mexican San Andreas wrapper and will be available in 3 sizes: Robusto, Toro, and Gordo. Now, Tatuaje said that they are coming out with something else, which is crazy because Tatuaje just released Tuxalula blends that if you haven't seen them, go on dapperdcigars.com, and that is a fact. I can agree with that. So Tatuaje just released a monstrous collection of the Tuxtalua, something like that, which is 3 blends, 3 different sizes. They have a 7th year. Let me pull up the information on that. Give me 2 seconds. Not to mention, I got something to mention after this, but hold on. So they're coming out with the T110. They're coming out with the 7th year, and they're coming out with the Avion 13, which these fucking cigars are amazing, man. If you haven't smoked them yet, go put your order in right now because you're missing out on some great cigars. So PCA Tatuaje, I remember last year, if it wasn't for my connections with Pete, it was no way we were going to get the PCA releases from last year. But they only have 1,000 available, 1,000 boxes between, 1,200 to 1,300 retailers. I mean, 1,000 boxes can go really, really, really quick. So we're definitely going to be doing this. PCA, they haven't said what it's going to be yet. But it's going to be a 5x3 3/8 by 52 box press Vitola using an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. The remainder of the blend consists of a double Nicaraguan binder and all Nicaraguan fillers presented in a 20 count box, only 1,000 available. So Fuego Tiago is about to drop again. The Eleganse and the Generoso, that cigar took, just did tremendous numbers last year. And I would imagine, based on my conversation with Mike, that this cigar is just going to do that much more. The damn cigar is just off the freaking chain. So it comes with the Eleganse, comes in a Dominican wrapper. Hold on, I think the Connecticut is going to be Nicaraguan. No. So the Connecticut is Dominican, and the Maduro is going to be Nicaraguan. So that cigar is about to get ready to come back out, man. That cigar, man, just talking to Mike about it last couple of weeks, that cigar is going to be stupid. We definitely getting them because it's a cigar that's well worth it. So they have some cigars coming out. It's a couple people. Blackbird said they were going to release some, but unfortunately, like I said, they're not going to be at the show. So AJ is not attending the show this year. I don't know what's the reasoning behind that, but I know AJ is not going to be there. Padron never releases something. Now, they did release the 95th anniversary cigar last year, which I have not been able to get my hands on it. We unfortunately was not a Padron account at that time last year. So I don't know what they're going to come out with, but I would imagine it'd be sometime soon that they're dropping their collaboration with they're going to be dropping that damn Arturo Fuente as well as Padron collab. So where George is supposed to be producing a cigar that is supposed to be signifying and highlighting the great efforts of Carlito Fuente Sr. and Carlito Jr. is supposed to be highlighting Jose Padron, which obviously is the godfather of Padron, the creator of Padron. So that is major, and I know that's something that we're still waiting for. I know it's supposed to be coming in a sampler pack, and a sampler pack here. I would imagine very, very soon. I would imagine that's going to take time because it's going to be something that is so sought after. It's going to be ridiculous. So I would imagine that the distribution of that cigar will, just have to be very, very on point. Drew Estate obviously just came out with their 10-year Liga that's going to be regular production. They won't be at the show either, but it's coming out for regular production on that. No, sir. No, I'm just kidding. I got you, bro. So they're coming out with their 10th anniversary Liga that's going to be produced. It's a black label for the Liga. So I'd imagine that's going to be, something that they're releasing for PCA or PCA time frame, but they're just doing it now. Obviously, everybody watched the broadcast. If you didn't, for their 25th anniversary, which was actually celebrated in 2022, but it happened in 2021. They decided that they were going to bring the H99 and the Lancero, H99 and the Lancero form, and they were also going to make the Hera Esteli red label Lancero a regular production. It actually was it was a limited edition cigar that got released back in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. That was just a phenomenal cigar. I don't know why it was limited, but obviously it got so many raving reviews that they decided to make it a regular production. Somebody that I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they're gonna put out next is Palencia. Palencia came out with the 149 last year, and obviously, if you haven't smoked the 149, then you are missing out on just a well-composed cigar. That is Darnell's favorite, actually one of my favorites as well. The Irma Fuente holds the bar for me still, but seeing that is going to be great, and also seeing what Saka puts out. Obviously, he came out with the belittled Mastra not too long ago. So that I don't know what he's going to release. Last year, he released a Stillwell along with, what else did he release? He released a Stillwell. I think it was a Stillwell for sure, but it was another cigar. We ended up bringing, the Palo de Saka. How did I forget that? So he released the Palo de Saka and the Stillwell, which the Stillwell was something that he didn't know how it was going to go. I remember sitting down in the lounge with him, and he was saying, man, I don't know how, people are going to relate to this one, but, I think it's going to be amazing. That's when he used pipe tobacco inside the actual cigar, and some of the different blends gave off sweet tone, sweet natural notes, very compatible to like a Fat Bottom Betty, but I think in a better quality, or the host High Maduro or the host Maduro period. LD is attending the show this year too, so that's going to be crazy because they've been dealing with back order problems for a goddamn long time. So seeing them at the show trying to release something new, as well as take orders for something that they already have problems shipping out anyway, should be very interesting. Perdomo is coming out with something new, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's going to be an overall good show. One thing I love about PCA for the most part, especially from a retail perspective, is one, you're able to mingle. Like you're talking to these big guys, and that a lot of people would love to meet at the bar, right? It's social hour. We usually go to the bar. We have another night which is like a whole party that we do, which is, it's just a good time. It's a really good time, and I think that this year is being brought to you by Knuckle Sandwich, which is Guy Ferreira's line with Espinosa. So that's going to be very, very interesting. So I think that's a wrap on, with PCA and everything that's going on with that in a nutshell. with all the new cigars. I think those new cigars are gonna probably be, most of them shipped at sporadic times, but I would imagine majority of them will be out by August, September timeframe. So yeah, that's something to definitely put on your calendar and, you know, get locked in with your local brick and mortar, or check out dapperdcigars.com to stay up to hip with everything that they have going on there. Yeah, so a couple of things that we're about to get ready to start doing. We are looking for we're going to be doing another addition to, we're going to be offering another host position on the Dapper D's on the virtual smoke deck. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to put out a you know, kind of an application type deal for the virtual smoke deck, which will be found on our Facebook page, and Instagram, no later than the end of next week. And what we're going to do is we're going to interview some off of air, and then the second interview for whoever we would like to move forward is actually going to be done on air. So we're going to be having conversations, which I think this is going to be very, very interesting. So it should be a really, really fun deal. We're going to be bringing that thing to you on the actual air and be able to break down, you know, what it takes to be a host on the virtual smoke deck, as well as how enlightening it is as well. So that should be really, really fun. So I would imagine that's going to happen. We're going to start those segments after PCA, and then kind of run those into August time frame, and then we're going to get back to having our guest on. So I know for sure we got Soccer coming up. We got Alan Rubin coming back on. We'll probably have Alec and Bradley come on as well. Just do a father and son duo. I think that would be freaking dope. And then we're also going to be having certain people back, like, on the same show. So we may do one where it's Pete and John Hubert, or Pete, John Hubert, Matt, and freaking Michael Herlock, something like that. Probably have like a musical, and how music aligns with cigars, because a lot of them was in music prior to getting into the cigar industry. So that's going to be a very, very fun piece, and I think it'll be very interesting. But we're just going to be switching things up here a little bit. We've been doing this now. The 21st marked 2 years for us on the virtual smoke deck, and we've been growing, not only with our content, with our features and different things of that nature. We have some other things that we're going to be doing as well to really get this thing going the way that we projected to really go. So it's going to be really fun, man. With that being said, this week is really kind of gearing up and really getting into the focal points of what it is that we're going to be trying to do, especially the long-term wise. So just stay buckled in, stay locked in on that, and we should really, I think you guys are going to really enjoy that one, man. So yeah, understanding the exclusives that's coming out, man, and everything that we got going on, man, we're going to keep pushing and doing everything that we supposed to do to make things happen. So with that being said, stay locked in. We appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, man, and you know, coming in for this exclusive podcast on, you know, where it's going to be getting released at PCA, and, you know, just doing the damn thing, man. With that being said, I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. I hope you guys enjoyed this segment, and I hope to see you guys next week for another great segment. You guys stay blessed, stay true, stay smoky, and go follow us on Facebook and Instagram at the Virtual Smoke Deck, as well as go ahead and subscribe, like, and follow on YouTube as well. And then shop our sponsor, Dapper D Cigars, for all your cigar needs and wants, and follow them on Facebook and IG as well. With that being said, I see you guys next week. I'm Jack the Cigar Enthusiast. Now, go.